What's going on, everyone? American Leeds, the American Leeds YouTube channel. My name's Alex Simon. Please, best way to support the channel, the only way to support the channel, smash the like. I treat this like a coffee shop, like a bar. I walk in, I talk about Leeds United. You guys comment. We have a little back and forth. That's really what I dig. The comments are my oxygen. Talking about Leeds is one of my favorite things to do, so I appreciate you. Look, slow news week for me, I think, Leeds United fans. We had a leak about Willie Gnonto and his agent talking about if he's not going to get start, he's going to seek opportunities elsewhere. And there's a few clubs in Italy that are interested in him. I think the kid needs to change his agent. Again, he's 19. I'm not going to blame him too much. At the same time, I'm going to get a splinter for sending on the fence. At the same time, he is an adult. It's getting a little old. Should we sell him? I would be open to a sale for Willie Gnonto for the right price. And if we do sell him, I want something back. I want the club to reinvest that money. To me, I mentioned on Just Joe's channel, I sent a message to him that I think Willie has the most potential of all our wingers. He says Cree. I think it's even. I don't disagree. Cree's obviously the good shout. If it's between long-term trajectory of Dan James and Dan James is in a good run of form in the championship level, but if we're talking about stock, if I was buying stock in Dan James or stock in Willie Gnonto, I would buy Willie Gnonto right now. He's priced low, and I think he's gonna have the better career when they both hang up their boots. Obviously, he's younger. I just rate his touch. I think, I might have gone too far, but I still kind of believe this. Last year I said it. I'm going to double down and say it again. I think he could be at Saka levels for Italy. I think he could be that level of impact for the Italian national team one day. He's not at a club like Arsenal, but I think he certainly could. I think he's got it in him. I think he's got bags of potential. And I think he will get a run before New Year's to start. And I think he might wind up grabbing the shirt back from Dan James, who I think also is great at performing at this level. So I guess I'm open to the sale. I think we need to get the right price for him. The agent's getting a little bit old, and maybe he's got some maturing to do. But again, if I were to invest in the stock of the players long term, who has the bigger ceiling? To me, without question, Dan James has lesser of a ceiling than Willie Gnonto. But you've got to be a good teammate. You got to be good to the club that invested in you originally. I always say dance with the girl that brought you. So all these players really need to invest in Leeds United as Leeds United has invested in them. But I think that's a real agent story, which is annoying. The second piece of news is Gnonto and Aaronson, who I honestly think, again, to me, a non-story, but I don't think we need to be. The U.S. media and the British media and the German media, he shouldn't be talking about this guy. He doesn't start necessarily for the U.S. men's national team. He doesn't perform for his club. One of the worst pieces of business that Victor Orta has done, probably. And I am sick of the U.S. men's national team. From the accounts to the actual team itself, I probably am starting to dislike the team as much as a lot of the folks that watch my channel, which are mainly from the UK, Ireland, some Australia, and some of the US. I just think the US Soccer Federation is corrupt. I don't like the coach, and the players are kind of entitled. But basically, the story that broke today was that it's not out of the realm of possibility. Gnonto and Aaronson says to that he'll come back. It's basically anything is possible or something along those lines. Of course, I don't see him getting in the side now. I don't see where would Brendan. I don't even know if he would make the bench now in the championship. So in the Premier League, we would want to probably cut ties with him as well. We would probably cut our losses. I think it would be best for the 49ers to do that, unless they really believe and see potential in him. He went on about his size and kind of biased against USMNT players. I think at least he correctly said that that's bogus about the bias. And then his size, he compared himself to other players of that ilk. It's how you use your body. It's understanding the leagues. We get that you were trying to draw fouls, but you have to learn from that. And, this isn't a friendly against Mexico or, who else did the United States play? Like the Costa Rica. This is the Premier League. It's England. It's the toughest, most physical league in the world. You can't be looking to draw fouls. You get a reputation for that, and it just never worked out for him. But I don't know. I don't see his value. I don't know what he does. He used to turn players pretty quickly around in tight spaces. That was something that he did early in the season. But I think his confidence is shot. Union Berlin, his current club that are paying us for his services, are in a relegation scrap, and I don't think he's going to be getting into the side as far as starting or getting a lot of playing time anytime soon. So look, if I'm Paragg Marathe, who is ruthless with decisions, I think, and very stubborn and wants what's best for the club in terms of, getting value for players, I think you want to keep the players that can perform, and you want to cut loose the players that don't perform. So I think he, especially if we continue on this upward trajectory and get one of the automatic promotion spots by January, which is certainly possible the way Ipswich are currently shipping goals at a higher rate than I think they'd like, and dropping some points. I think Paragg cuts ties with Gnonto and Aaronson and keeps Willie Gnonto maybe through January, unless he thinks he can get something for him and then get something in the door. That's certainly possible. So, slow news day. We've got a game coming up on Saturday against Plymouth. I'm interested in what Daniel Farke has to say about Spence and Firpo. I'm interested in the two fullbacks, what their status is. Obviously, Firpo did make the bench. Wisely was not put into the game against Leicester. A big call by Daniel Farke, especially when Byram got the got the yellow. Big call for Daniel Farke. I thought that was very mature and steady of him to do. And then, Spence. Will Spence be available post break? How's he coming along? I'd be interested in that. Again, ligaments. I worry that this is going to drag on another few weeks. So if we do not get any good news from him, maybe in this press conference or the one following the international break, I worry that the knife might be on the table for Mr. Spence. So, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me I'm a nutter. Tell me I'm whatever you think, positive or negative. I don't care. You're not going to hurt my feelings. We're talking about football. Football is a game of opinions. Marching on together, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.